Welcome back. Amidst the Sudan crisis, India has launched Operation Kaveri to rescue Indian nationals. First batch of 278 Indians have boarded INS Sumedha from Port Sudan and they are currently en route to Jeddah in Saudi Arabia, where they will be airlifted by the Indian Air Force. MOS MEA V. Muralidharan is also in Jeddah to oversee the evacuation process. These began after violence broke out in capital Khartoum. On April 15, clashes broke out between the Sudanese army and rapid support forces in Khartoum, leaving hundreds dead and thousands wounded. Meanwhile, the two warring sides have announced a ceasefire for 72 hours starting today, and several other countries have also started evacuation for their citizens. So how many Indians have been rescued so far? Total 2,800 Indian nationals are stranded in Sudan's capital. Today, 278 Indians boarded INS Sumedha. The evacuees are now being taken to Jeddah. Saudi Arabia earlier has evacuated 91 foreign nationals, which also includes a few Indians. Saudi Arabia, in fact, has promised to provide practical support to India on ground. France also has evacuated 5 Indian nationals from capital Khartoum.
जब से वॉर स्टार्ट हुई थी वहाँ पे एकदम से प्रावधान आए एंड देन अब उन्होंने हमें यहाँ शिप भी भेज दिया है। इंडियन नेवी हमारा पूरा अच्छे से ख्याल रख रही है, हमारे बच्चों को अच्छे से टेक केयर कर रही है एंड लाइक खाना बड़ा अच्छा मिला है। अब लग रहा है कि हाँ सेफ हाथों में और इंडिया पहुँच जाएंगे।
During the war situation, the situation was very bad. There was no electricity, water for 4-5 days, and now we are safe in the ship. And now we feel more safer. Even when we entered, they asked us what you want to eat. In last 10 days, no one was there to take care of us. So this felt make us feel more safe, and we hope safely we will reach India soon. Thank you for Indian Navy, Indian Embassy, and Indian government. Thank you.
Now, Minister of External Affairs S. Jaishankar had made the announcement earlier that India will launch this mega operation called Operation Kaveri to rescue stranded Indians. Indian Air Force's 2C-130J are already positioned in Jeddah. Naval ship INS Sumedha is carrying these evacuees, as we just showed to you, from Port Sudan to Jeddah. Jaishankar had said that India's priority is safety of Indians who are trapped in Sudan.
What all details you have right now regarding the evacuation which is currently underway?
There are estimated about 3,000 Indian citizens are stranded in Sudan. Some of them have been staying in Sudan for some time. The Ministry of External Affairs of India have shown a great concern about their citizens in Sudan, have been in constant contact with our authorities in Sudan, and the response is very high. Sudanese government and Sudan armed forces are very keen to make the return of Indian citizens to their home and to their countries, to their families, safe and soon. The Sudan government and Sudanese armed forces are 100% committed in this, in bringing back or helping and facilitating bringing back Indian citizens to their home country. And we all understand the situation in Sudan, and in that regard, Sudanese armed forces, Sudanese government will do its best to provide a safe corridor for all foreigners, including Indians.
Now, over 180 people have lost their lives amidst the fighting in Sudan. This is because of the power tussle between the Sudanese army and the rapid support forces, plunging the country into a civil war. The two groups were allies and jointly seized power in a coup in 2021, but tensions have been increasing over the integration of the RSF into the military. The power struggle is mainly over who will be the ruler and control the army. This has led to clashes between the two, with most of the fighting happening in the capital city of Khartoum. The clashes have been intense, with heavy artillery used by both sides, even in populated areas. Sudan's political situation has been always volatile. There have been several wars in the country in past 20 years itself. In 2003, a conflict broke out in Darfur region, where rebels launched an insurrection to protest against Sudanese government. In 2005, Sudan went into a war with neighboring country Chad. In 2009, Sudanese nomadic conflict broke out, which gave birth to a new country named South Sudan in 2011. Just a year later, in 2012, a border conflict broke out between Sudan and South Sudan. Now, India has a history of successful rescue operations like the one we're mounting right now. Here are some of those. When Iraq invaded Kuwait in 1990, over 170,000 Indians were lifted and repatriated to India. During the Israel-Lebanon conflict in 2006, over 2,200 people were evacuated, including Nepalese and Sri Lankans. During 2011 Libya war, Air India and Indian Navy evacuated 15,000 plus Indian nationals. 2015 Nepal earthquake, a joint Army-Air Force operation rescued over 5,000 Indians. Yemen civil war 2015, nearly 5,600 people were evacuated. At the start of the COVID pandemic in 2020, about 4,000 Indian nationals were repatriated to India from various overseas countries. In fact, during the COVID pandemic, India also conducted the largest repatriation exercise, Operation Vande Bharat, bringing back over 1.8 crore Indians. Operation Devi Shakti in 2020-2021 during the Taliban's takeover in Afghanistan, where over 800 Indians were evacuated. During the Russia-Ukraine war, over 25,000 Indian nationals were brought back.